Don't shame me, I don't care. That's gotta hurt. I'm sorry, but me being this out of breath walking up a hill does not give. She works out 5 days a week. She runs twice a week and she does 10k steps a day. Today I'm taking you through a realistic day in my life while I'm figuring out what my life looks like after leaving corporate. If you're new here, hi, my name is Keisha. I'm currently in a bit of a transitional phase in my life. I recently left my corporate job and I'm trying to build a life that feels softer, slower and more aligned with the type of lifestyle that I want to live. On this channel, I'm documenting that journey, the routines, the mindset shifts, and the reality of figuring things out in real time. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and join me over here. Now let's get the day started. Don't mind my washing everywhere, I'll do that. I always tend to start my morning with a green tea. I have somewhat of a love-hate relationship with the next part of my routine because as much as I love to work out and I love the results, if I don't have the motivation for it, it just makes my workout seem that much longer. But I think I saw on TikTok that we're like 5 weeks away from summer. So the last thing I want is not to feel my best when summer rolls around and it's bikini season. We're about to do a workout and today I'm not feeling too bad, to be fair. I'm actually excited for my workout. Today's workout is a Pilates one, I believe. I'm following the Shreddy 2026 home workout guide, which is on my phone. So I don't film my workouts because obviously I'm following the plan on my phone. So anyway, let's get the workout started. That workout felt incredibly short and I only burnt 32 calories. So I'm gonna have a look on YouTube for a different one. Because that is not enough. And last night I had a chisel palm and about 2 bowls of ice cream. Yeah, we need another workout. I feel like it's that time of year where, I don't know about anybody else, but for me personally, I tend to have ice cream or a dessert every evening now. Warm weather just makes me crave ice cream every night. So that's exactly what I've done. I could do a 30-minute arms and abs workout. Let's see what else they've got that I haven't done. Full body HIIT, body weight HIIT. Yesterday I did an upper body workout. Today's was a Pilates workout. Tomorrow's a full body. So I think I might do a 25-minute full body HIIT workout, no equipment, Tabata style, whatever that means. Tabata style. Hopefully I'm saying it right. And we're done. That was actually a really good workout, as you can tell from my appearance. If you want to try it, it was the Juice and Toya 25-minute full body HIIT workout, no equipment, Tabata style. Yeah, really enjoyed myself. So now it's time to get a shower because this, yeah, sweaty Betty. Let's get it. having Greek yogurt, strawberries and apple. I'm just going to soften the apples with a little bit of water, and then I will have some cinnamon over the top. I tend to hyperfixate on the same breakfast, so this has been my breakfast for the past 2 days. Before that I was just having Greek yogurt with strawberries and blueberries, or strawberries and raspberries. Whilst I wait for my apples to soften, which doesn't really take long, I thought we would sit down and get to know each other a little bit. So I started creating content, I think around 3 years ago now. I've been posting consistently on the other app at least once a day for around 2 years, and I post those in my YouTube shorts. But I really started to take my content seriously when I left my corporate job in September last year, and I've now decided to document this stage of my life because I know there's other girls, there's other women, there's other people in their late 20s, early 30s who may be feeling the same way, and I thought I would share my journey a little bit more in depth. On the other app I tend to make more aesthetic, helpful guides. Over here I really want to start delving a little bit more into my journey and sort of creating a community that feels like my content provides a safe space for them. I think because of the stage of life I'm at, like the age I've reached now, I almost feel that pressure to have everything figured out, and I don't. I literally do not know what I'm doing. I spent most of the early years of my adulthood studying and preparing to become a barrister. So I was in university for I think around 9 years, and that was a huge part of my identity. That was a huge part of everything I wanted to do. And then I hit a stumbling block towards the end of my postgraduate degree when I was studying for the bar. Got to a point where I was working full-time as a paralegal and trying to complete my last 2 big exams. And I just realised that I don't actually enjoy law anymore. And I got to a point where I was like, the reason I will continue and would like to be called to the bar is to sort of appease my mom, and I guess to get the piece of paper to say I'd done it. Oh my gosh, that is one of the hardest things I've ever done, with little guidance and sort of little emotional support, because I had the support of my family and my friends, but I didn't know anybody else going through the same journey other than my peers on the course. So it became so difficult. I lost interest. I lost a lot of morale because the exam was so difficult. And I think it took me about 4 attempts to pass it. As you can imagine, isn't good for the ego. And I got to a point where I was like, am I ever going to be able to do this? So I just wanted to get to the stage where I was called to the bar in England and Wales, and I knew quite soon afterwards that I would probably leave law behind, and I haven't returned since, which is, at first it felt a little bit disheartening, and it was almost like an identity crisis because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So much of my early adulthood working towards becoming a barrister that once I got there I was like, oh, I don't know what's next. I didn't know what else I wanted to do outside of law. I didn't really know who I was outside of law because that's the only thing I would talk about. I would see people, they'd ask me about how it's going, and it was a huge part of my daily life, my identity. I studied during lockdown, so I was at home studying, and then even when lockdown lifted, I was still at home studying, and I sacrificed quite a lot of my time to make sure that I could pass those exams because it was vigorous, it was intense, it was difficult. So once I finally decided I didn't want to do law anymore, I was kind of like, what am I going to do now? That's what my whole education has been leading up to. That's what my work experience has been. Who am I? That identity crisis went on for, I think, around a year. It really prepares you for that sort of stage in life, and also how you can use your degree to pivot into other industries. I had no idea how to do that. I had no idea how my skills could transfer into other roles. I felt like everything I had done up until that point was just leading me to law. So if I wasn't in law, I wasn't sure whether I'd have to return back to studying, if I'd have to start at the ground up again. I had no idea. And I knew I didn't want to go into another entry-level position because it's quite tedious. It's a lot of work. You're often doing the same as the people more senior to you for less pay. You're not remunerated as fairly as I feel like you should be. And I wasn't at a junior level of experience again. So to do that years later in another industry, not knowing whether I'd enjoy that, that wasn't something I wanted to do. So I actually nannied for almost a year when I moved to Switzerland to join my partner, which I enjoyed. Still in contact with the family now, but then I also got to a point where I was like, this isn't what I want to do long term. I don't know what's next. So I was back at square one, trying to figure out who I am, what I want to do, where my career's going. And that's when I started working in HR. I really enjoyed the company I worked for. At first I enjoyed. I built my team from the ground up, loved the women I worked with. They were my left and right hand, and realised how important it is to have a good team around you and people that understand your way of working, you understand theirs, and you work in collaboration. I wasn't a manager that was forceful in my approach. I like to understand how other people worked, which I think so many members of senior management really miss. It's their way or nothing. It's you either do it like this or you can't do it at all. And I didn't want to be one of those managers. I didn't actually want to be a manager at all. But I got to a point where my team helped me to thrive so much, and I feel like I helped them to thrive. We were a dream team, and I wish them well with the future of their careers. But the company itself, I just wasn't aligning with their values. And without going into too much, because this isn't what that video is about, it impacted my mental health a lot. Impact on my nervous system was not good, and I didn't realise it until months after I'd left the job, because I got to a point where I was burnt out. I felt like I was underappreciated. Management weren't communicating with me as much as they used to. I wasn't left to my own devices, but I wasn't involved in the changes going on in the business. I decided to take a career break, and that leads me to now. Essentially, I've been out of the working world, out of the corporate world for coming up to 6 months. My break was intentional, however, I didn't intend for it to be this long. I didn't realise that I'd be in March without a job. I thought January, latest February, I would have returned to work, and I made sure I had enough savings to cover my bills and to uphold my lifestyle up until this point, which I know is a fortunate position to be in. I know there's a lot of people who may quit their jobs for mental health reasons and not have savings to fall back on or family to fall back on. I'm quite fortunate that when I'm not living in Switzerland, I'm in the family home, so I'm not having to think about household bills or day-to-day. I just cover what I need, which is a huge blessing and something I don't take for granted or lightly at all. I am so incredibly grateful that I'm in a position to be able to focus on what I want to be able to do next, and that leads me to my content and hopefully what we're trying to build right now, which is something I've been passionate about for a long time. I am one of those people that should have started content. I know everybody says it's a bit cliche, but I should have started in 2020 when everybody was at home making content, and my sister was always one of the people that encouraged me to do so, and she always reminded me that there's people filming what I film, posting what I posted on Instagram, on TikTok, and making a living from it. But I was so focused on my legal career that I didn't see it, and I knew TikTok would be a distraction and I wouldn't have been able to complete my degree at that time. But in hindsight, no, actually, there's no hindsight. I would not have been able to complete my degree. I would not be in this position. Probably wouldn't even be making the content I make now. But now I'm giving it a go. Now I'm rooting for myself, which is terrifying, but I'm doing it anyway. We're doing things scared, and I like sharing my journey and my day-to-day life. I find it so interesting watching other people's day-to-day life. I've been doing that for years. I've got so many YouTube and content creators that I watch and aspire to be like. So now I am taking the opportunity, taking this time that I have to reflect, to learn, to grow, to discover more about me, and I'm documenting that on all my platforms. So, instead, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because are we going to build a rapport if you're not here with me? That's me in a nutshell. My breakfast is ready. My hair is basically done. It's a little bit of a, well, I don't know what this is today, but I fear it's as good as it's gonna get. Eat your breakfast and find somebody to watch on YouTube. I have the warm apples with cinnamon on top, strawberries, yogurt with 0% sugar at the bottom.
That sushi was divine. It was soda. The recipe calls for back.
If you know one thing about me, is that I always drop food on me no matter what it is. I've literally not even been dressed for that long and I've got a big yogurt mark on my trousers now. Annoying. But we best go take this yogurt off my trousers before it gets any worse, and then we need to lock in and do some of the work that will help us to become a paid content creator. I'm actually still a little bit hungry after that breakfast, so I'm gonna have the other half of my chestnut pie. And for those of you who aren't French, that is it's an apple pastry. It's like an apple tart basically. So I'm just gonna put it in the microwave and warm it up. Time for me to attack my to-do list before the day runs away and I've done nothing. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. Oh gosh, I need to leave the house now. I am so easily distracted, it's not right. Although I've just eaten breakfast, lunch is ready to be picked up. Every Friday, my boyfriend indulges in Burger Friday. I don't really indulge in it because I don't really like the burgers. I am a pescatarian, and the place he goes, the burgers are the like veggie beanie burgers. I prefer a meat alternative or no burger at all. Just get fries, and then I go to Go's, which is our local supermarket, which has a food court at the top, and their salads are divine. So I just get chips and a salad because healthy girl, basically best of both worlds. So that's what we're about to do, although we technically haven't had breakfast that long ago. But what's I got to do? Hopefully the sun's still out when I get back so I can eat that on the balcony. Who knows, actually, maybe I might even be able to catch a bus down there. Let's get ready, get out the door. Usually I would prioritise getting some steps in, but one, there was a train, and two, I want to get my salad before my chips. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that was not a fun run. And two, I want to get my salad before my chips so my chips don't go cold. I think I ran for nothing. Yeah, the train's delayed by 1 minute. The warmer weather just feels so good for the soul. Let's go get our salad. Honestly, there's just something about it that just makes me feel that much more alive. And not wearing a coat. Freedom. I just got to the salad bar and they've changed it around a little bit, and I've got crispy creme donuts now. But let's see what bits I've got that I can eat. Oh, this looks so good. I would definitely eat that, but I'm only getting a little salad because I've got fries. This coleslaw is my favourite thing. I'm just going to get the smallest bowl that you can get because they don't have many of the things that I like, and also I've got my chips, so I don't need anything huge. I'll show you around a little bit. I always get a cold salad, but they have a hot bar as well, which sometimes has something I can eat, but more often than not, I don't really like anything there. And just like that, we have a salad. I think it's gone up a little bit because it used to be $5.90, but I swear then I paid $6.90, which converts to about £5. So this is probably £6 now, which is a little bit criminal because look at the size, but what can you do? That was absolutely immaculate timing because what do you mean I left the house, got my food, got back here in half an hour? Everything just worked out for me because I got on the train and got the train back. Hello, that never happens. Usually I manage to catch one or the other. Immaculate conception, immaculate timing. And now we're about to have an immaculate lunch. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I should wash my hands. She says that she eats a chip. I feel like recording for YouTube, this regulates me a little bit, discombobulates me, because I left my strawberries in the sink from breakfast this morning. Why did I not put those in the fridge? And it's because I'm trying to multitask too much. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to make sure, like, I capture it at the right angle. You guys get to see everything. You can hear me. I look okay. I'm happy with how I look. Too much. But these are also the things I pray to be complaining about. I am extremely lucky, extremely blessed that these are the problems I'm facing currently today, because yesterday felt like a darker day, a heavier day, a longer day. But today the spirits are up. We're eating a salad with fries. Maybe we could even eat it on the balcony because the weather is quite nice outside. Why not? This is my world. I'm in control. Oh. Bit of Tommy K for my chips. I don't know if I actually need it. Usually I put it on my plate and then I don't end up eating it because the chips are enough. But dare I sit down without it and then I need to get back up, I'm just going to be annoyed, you know? Let's go eat. Sorry guys, I forgot about you, but I am out getting some steps in. I'm absolutely knackered. I've not done much this afternoon, to be honest. I applied for a few jobs. I think I applied for like maybe 5 jobs, different roles. And what else have I done? Spent a lot of time scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and watching YouTube videos. And I sound like I'm out of breath because I am. Even though I'm just walking. I shouldn't be out of breath, but never mind. But yeah, now I'm going on my wellbeing walk, if you like. I try to aim for 10k steps per day. So I've got 5k steps to get in before the end of the day. So I thought I would just take a 40-minute walk around the town while I listen to a podcast, which is usually how I get my steps in. I like to listen to a podcast rather than listen to music because it gives me a chance to think and to really get lost in my thoughts. And sometimes I think of my best ideas when I'm on my walks, like for creating content or self-improvement or anything really. The new feature on Apple is so confusing because right now I'm listening to a podcast in my ear, but I'm still recording and obviously you guys won't hear the podcast. So it always throws me a little bit because I'm trying to communicate my own thoughts and not get lost in the thoughts that I can hear. But it's honestly so distracting. But I also love it when I'm on a run and I can still listen to my music, because usually I would just be trying to record and you just hear me panting, which sort of distracts me a little bit. But now my music can play, but also I can film. Genius feature. One of my favourite things about my daily walks in Switzerland, other than the temperature being a lot nicer to do it in now, is the beauty of the country and the architecture. I feel like it's just a lot more aesthetically pleasing if you were to look at, especially compared to the UK. Don't get me wrong, the UK has some beautiful places, but genuinely our architecture tends to be quite safe and a little bit on the boring side, whereas here every building looks different and each building has a real different appeal to it. For example, where I am now, you've got that building there that's quite modern, and the one behind me is yellow. It doesn't really make sense, but at the same time it does. And I love how the Swiss look after their country, from the litter, as you can see there's none on the floor, to recycling, to being respectful of your neighbours, or the fact that Sunday is a family day, so a lot of places are closed, which took me so long to get used to, and I'll never stop going on about it because Sunday used to be my overall reset day in the UK. So I would go and do my food shop, and then I would come home and clean, or clean and then go do my food shop. Whereas here, the main supermarket's closed. And also my walks are so peaceful and so quiet. Like in the UK, in the inner cities, I would never walk around with my phone out, especially because I have the latest phone. Like, I'm just asking to be robbed. I'm just asking to be robbed, or I'm drawing too much attention to myself. Whereas here, I mean, you can't see anybody behind me because there's not, and it's just genuinely safer. Like, I don't feel the need to panic or have to hide my phone or anything, which is just so reassuring. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise of the cars. I've took a walk down to the pier, and I'll probably sit there for a minute or two because I absolutely love sitting by the water. Actually I should have crossed over there, and to be honest, I'm trying to get better at sitting and doing nothing without trying to occupy my mind with my phone, because I've gotten so bad at the moment with just scrolling just to scroll, and I really want to train myself not to do that. I feel like it's such an easy fix, but you definitely have to be intentional with it. But notice that the blossom is starting to come back on the trees, and I absolutely love cherry blossom season. It's so pretty. It's honestly just so pretty. My mum has a huge cherry blossom tree in the garden, and when it blooms, it's so beautiful. It's one of my favourite times of the year to walk around in the British countryside, because there's just so many blossom trees by my mum. I can't wait for that. I wonder if it hurts every time they hit the water, like from the impact. Is that really? I don't know. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That can't feel nice. I can't wait until this plant grows back, because in the summer it's wisteria and it is so beautiful. I will insert a clip on the screen so you can see what it looks like when it's in. So you can see what it looks. I'm so out of breath. So you can see what it looks like when it's in full bloom, because honestly, it's one of the most beautiful things and one of the most beautiful videos that I have on my phone. I'm sorry, but me being this out of breath walking up a hill does not give. She works out 5 days a week, she runs twice a week, and she does 10k steps a day. It's giving you a bold-faced liar, actually. What in the world? Okay, we're on our way home. I cannot wait to get in the bath, honestly. I feel like there was no context at all with my last clip. Why am I stood in the corner? But basically that's what it's like living with a male. That is what it's like living with my partner particularly. I'm grateful because he set a bath in the middle of his dance party. Has half an hour probably passed since he said it? Yes. Is it probably going to be cold now? Yes. It doesn't matter. We're going to get him regardless. I always watch something on YouTube while I'm in the bath, so I found Olivia, I think her name is. I'll insert it on the screen. I've watched her a few times on TikTok, but she just came up in my feed and I thought I'll give her a go. I'm trying to make more of an effort to watch new people, because all I watch is YouTube unless a new series comes out on Netflix or Disney Plus. So I'm really enjoying getting to discover new people in my For You page. So I watched her. I'm going to watch her now. And then I also discovered Hannah Thames, who I already watch on TikTok as well. So really loving my new For You page discovery bit. That just means I have more people to watch, and I'm not relying on my current roster of girls, because sometimes they miss uploads, which is fine. But little old me sat there like, what do I do now? What do I watch now in the bath? So yeah, let's go get in the bath. In that case, I'm gonna have 2. And now we wait. Okay, we're out the bath and so ready to eat dinner. I didn't do any skincare after I got out the bath because the water in Switzerland is extremely hard, and it sounds weird, but I don't wash my face in the bath because I get an allergic reaction. So if I want to wash my face in the evening, which I don't tend to do, don't call me gross, don't shame me, I don't care. I have sensitive skin, but I have to use bottled water unless I'm in the shower because we have a shower filter on it, so my face doesn't react. Anyway, I'm saying all this to say I didn't do any skincare in the evening. I never do. Unless I do a face mask, then I'll do skincare. But tonight I can't be bothered. I'm so hungry. I'm so ready to eat. All I used was the Nivea body butter. Let me go get it. This one. Can you see that? Is my flash? There we go. It's actually so thick. If I show you, we're nearly out of it. So thick and moisturising, and basically because the water is so dry here, I have to lather myself in whatever moisturiser I use just to make sure that every inch of my skin is covered, because if not, I'm so itchy and it's so annoying to the point where I'll be itching in my sleep and I just can't handle that anymore. And I'm someone that picks my battles, and there's worse things than going to bed highly moisturised, I can assure you that. Tonight for dinner we're having fried rice, which is a Nigerian dish, and I'm having 2 boiled eggs with mine for extra protein. No other reason than that. I have a love-hate relationship with eggs. Sometimes I get the egg ick and then I can't continue to eat them, but I just try to trick my mind and eat them anyway because protein. I already don't eat meat, so I need to get it from somewhere. So I'm just waiting for those to boil before we eat. And then we're going to watch an episode of House of Dragons. We're on season 2 currently. I think 2nd episode or 3rd episode. I can't remember. House of Dragons severely pisses me off. Severely. Some of the decisions that they make. Why? Why? I don't know if somebody just left their apartment but shook the front door. Scared me. I was ready to. Never had to fight a day in my life. I'm not sure if I would be any good at it, but I tried. No, I wouldn't try. I wouldn't. I actually wouldn't. We're getting off topic now. Let's just go and wait for dinner. Do you want me to play you something too? You're not gonna eat? Yeah, but we're gonna eat dinner. You said once you finish the game, we watch House of Dragons. Pardon?
Yes,
Yum.
Well, then if that's the case, I'm gonna just look at the camera.
Okay, all right, great.
But I can't, I'll try. As an actor, as a person, and as a brand, and something like that.
Like what?
Crackhead, yes, I can see it. Homeless man, I can also see it. An uncle figure that, you might not really want around.
That was hot.
Stop, please. Stop.
We're asking, would you act? Or you can just be funny, Mark.
I don't get why that one was so hot and yours wasn't.
Playing himself.
Christ alive.
That's good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
And the food was
A message brought to you by Prize Picks. And also me, because I'm the one talking.
The food is-
football season. And guess
Isn't that
what?
part of the
Prize
bonus?
Picks is the best place to win money while watching football. The app is easy to use. All you gotta do is pick more or less on your favorite players, going on stats.
Here you go,
And
babe.
also show you their last recent games. It's easy. For new users, all you gotta do is put down $5. And you get $50.
Well enough for playing backwards.
You can have this one, babe. Yeah.
Put the boundary stones back. We didn't move them. Why did they move themselves then? Just rolled their way over so Bracken cows can fill their bellies on blackwood grass. Fuck the aside.
I don't know who this are.
Dave, what did you say?
Oh, it's.
You are no true knight.
Oh.
You're both raven. Listen.
Oh. The C word? Oh guys, I'm so tired and I almost forgot to film an outro. I thought we could wrap my hair in Hitler's curls before I go to bed and I could say goodnight to you. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. It wasn't my most productive day, but to be honest, that's how most of my days look. I tend to just do that every day because, like I said earlier, my routine is the most important thing to me, especially during this transitional phase that I'm in. So my routine is a big source of comfort. I actually enjoy my routine and my lifestyle at the moment, so why not repeat it if I can? I'm literally going to quickly wrap my hair so I can get into bed because I'm so tired now. I think it is, oh, it's 10 to 12. This is such a late night for me, but I think it was because I was on the phone to my friend. I'm going to wrap my hair, read a few pages of my book. I'm currently reading The Colour Purple, and I think I've got, I'd say, less than 100 pages until I finish it, which means I need to get a new book ordered. Books take so long to be delivered here. It feels a bit weird when I haven't got a book to read. But yes, if you made it this far into the vlog, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to see or anything you'd like to know about me that I didn't mention. I really enjoyed sharing with you guys, and I'm trying to be more intentional about the things that I talk about on my channel. And if my oversharing can help one person, I will be so happy, because I know how it feels to want to be able to relate to at least one person in their current situation. And if there was one person right now who could give me advice, help me out, I would be so grateful for it. Also, I'm happy navigating the journey and seeing where this takes me. Anyway, good night, and I shall see you next week in the next one. Love you, bye.